What do we consider a strong password? Generally, it's considered 8 characters, alphanumeric, and probably a special character, but I highly recommend 16. Okay, minimum of 16 characters, words, digits, that's letters, digits, and special characters. So in letters, lower and uppercase, that's capital and small letters, um, digits, that's numbers, and special characters. Special characters are asterisk, hashtag, dollar sign. Those are special characters. So I highly recommend you combine this up to 16 characters. That is a strong password for me. Okay. And then you can use words in between these things, but I highly recommend you not to make use of anything that has to do with you, anything relating to you. Because some persons I see some persons using their date of birth, I see using their year of graduation, using their spouse date of birth, their child's date of birth, or whatsoever. Don't use anything related to you. Think outside the box. Use something else. Okay. There's and then the uniqueness of a password is not that's a unique password. Okay, but it's not ideal. It's not advisable to use one password across social medias. It's not a good thing at all. Okay, or maybe the same password you're using for your email, you're using for your social media platforms, you're still using for your PC, you're using for all your devices and all that. No, it's not really a good thing because when a hacker gets a hold of all this, I mean, yeah, that's not really a good thing. I mean, it's not something you would want to experience. Okay, so use solidified your passwords. This shields you from a brute force attack. A brute force attack is the kind of attack where hackers tend to guess your password. They guess passwords, they try different kind of password and all that. So, but by the time it's lengthy and then it has this in it, I mean, it takes ages to crack. Okay, it can be more than 16, but I recommend minimum of 16. Secondly, is the two-factor authentication, the 2FA. Now, 2FA, I highly recommend you set up your 2FA, okay, on all your social accounts, be it on your device. It's highly recommended you activate your 2FA, okay. 2FA actually shields you from phishing attack. Okay. A hacker could send you a link or whatsoever, a spam page where you enter your username and your password, and then unknowingly, okay, now they have this username and password. But if you don't have 2FA activated, once the person enters the username and password, voila, the person is logged in. Okay, but when you have your 2FA activated on your account, when the person enters the username and password, it takes the person to another level of security. Okay, that's where an action is required. Something is meant to an action is meant to be taken, requesting for something. It's neither a pin, requesting to send a pin to either your number, to your email, or somewhere. Okay. And then I highly recommend you do that. So because at that point, this is another security level which you've added your to your security. Okay. So I highly recommend you activate your 2FA. It's very, very important you do so. Thirdly, your softwares. Update your softwares. Keep all your softwares up to date. Starting from your OS, which is the operating system. Operating system could be if you're using a PC, could be your Windows, could be your Linux, could be any software you're using as it could be iOS. Okay, the base software is the operating system. Okay, now if it's a device, it could be your Android, it could be your iOS as well. So I highly recommend you update frequently. And then your apps, be it your social media app, your bank app, whatever application you have on your device, it's highly recommended you update them regularly. Some persons year in year out they don't get to update their softwares. I guess probably they don't know the importance of this. Now let me explain. Let me tell you the reason why you should update your softwares. There are sometimes there are vulnerabilities. Okay, there are vulnerabilities that could affect your device. Now the company rendering this service, the owners of these softwares have their engineers. So their engineers on their own end will always do everything to mitigate these things. So by the time they mitigate it on their own end, you don't expect them to come knocking at your door to bring your device for them to update for you. No, you update from home. So by the time you update your own software, now you're in sync with what they've done. Whatever it is they've implemented from the server would be implemented on your own device. So whatever updates they've done from their own end, automatically, once you update on your own device, you're up to date. Whatever mitigation they've implemented is equally active on your own device. So this is the importance for updating your softwares. So update your softwares regularly. Now, number four, you need to be wary of links and downloads. If you still do not know how to identify fake link from original link, I highly recommend you go back to a previous video where we explain this thing in details. Okay, there I believe after the end of that video you'll be able to identify the difference between a fake link and an original link. Okay, so I highly recommend you go back to that video. So now you need to be very careful with links. Okay, although sometimes these links could be shared via people we know, via platforms we trust, they are not sharing it to harm us nor something. Most of them share it ignorantly. So we need to be very careful with the links we click and all. And then the downloads. We need to be very careful with the items we get to download, where we download them from. Always cross check the source of wherever your information is coming from. Okay. And then don't feel you can that you're free, that you don't have business with these people and all that and all that. Nobody is free on the internet. Okay. Yes, but we'll try as much as possible to make it a safe place. So these tips I'm giving now it's like the best practice. These are the things that when you do these things, I mean, you know that you're secured to an extent, and there will always be vulnerability, and of course, mitigations as well. Okay. So number five, antivirus. I highly recommend you have an antivirus installed. If you don't have an antivirus on your device right now, I highly recommend you do so right away. Okay, we have loads of them. It's not most of them are not really most of them are not paid. Some of them are still free. You can download them, but then when you want to make use of special features, they'll tell you you pay. Okay, you pay for them. So, but then you need an antivirus on your device. It's very important to have an antivirus because most of the times you get to hackers test you. They do a lot of things and then they send across to you, and then you stumble upon some of these things mistakenly. The antivirus, as long as it's an antivirus, it helps shield you from certain things you're not aware of. Okay, it shields you from that, and then activate your firewalls as well. I would make a video on setting up firewalls to assist your antivirus so as to safeguard you more. For the antiviruses, there are so many of them in the market. Okay, the likes of Kaspersky, Avira, Nord, Norton, a lot of them like that. This is not a paid ad, but I mean, these are antivirus that have been around for a very long while, and till date they are doing great. Okay, so if you like content like this, subscribe to the channel, like and share with friends and family. We'll be bringing you more tips and tricks and then loads of security awareness. So until then, this is Shield Exploit. Stay safe online.